Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're knocking our arrows in anticipation of a clash between MbL playing as the Green Britons and the Viper playing as the Yellow Mongols. Now, as the players herd their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Britons are a civilization built around supporting its ranged units. Archery ranges work 20% faster. Most foot archers come with extra range starting in castle. And if that's not enough range, all foot archers can be upgraded to get even more range. Now, all this extra range is good news for the unique unit of the Britons. I am, of course, talking about the longbow, a decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 range when fully upgraded. Now, Briton Trebs are also some of the most powerful in the game because they can be upgraded to do blast damage and have 100% accuracy against non-moving stationary targets, things like castles, town centers, towers, etc. Now, in order to support their military population, Briton town centers cost 50% less wood, and Briton shepherds work 25% faster. Opposing MbL, we've got the Viper playing as the Yellow Mongols, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Scout cavalry line units have extra line of sight. Cavalry archers fire faster. Light cav hussars and steppe lancers all come with extra HP. And the unique unit of the Mongols is the Mangudai, a fast-firing, quick cavalry archer unit with an attack bonus against siege. Now, to keep up with their incredibly fast units on the field of battle, Mongol siege units can actually be upgraded to move 50% faster. Now, to help them support their military endeavors out on the map, Mongol hunters work faster, and Mongol houses can actually be upgraded themselves so that if they're destroyed, the population space does not disappear, it remains intact. So overall, we've got two OG civs in the hands of two OG OP players. Let's take a look at their bases, see exactly where they're situated. MbL completely open. Going to be incredibly hard for him to wall off this map. Primary gold off to the side, primary stone off to the side, both kind of in the back. Secondary gold very far away from the town center. Tertiary gold even further away. Now the Viper, not to be outdone, completely open. This base is completely exposed. Primary gold a little bit facing forward. Primary stone also a little bit facing back. Whereas the secondary gold and tertiary gold both to the north of the base, both very exposed. So both players, I would say here, equally disadvantaged. The Viper has, I think, a decent gold pile that he can secure very easily, although it is front-facing. MbL, though, with the more secure back-facing gold pile. Let's zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. Let's take a look at the map that we're going to be fighting on today. Rush distance, fairly medium, I would say, not too long. A bunch of hills and mountains and a few sparse autumnal forests in the middle of the map. So we'll see how the players decide to engage into one another, who will make the first move, who will be out on the map first. For now, I ask the question, I get the answer. It is MbL moving forward with two militiamen, a third in production. Once he's out, I'm sure we'll see these guys start waddling across the map with their giant chicken drumsticks, trying to cause some kind of damage, some kind of chaos in the Yellow Mongol base. Now, the Viper first to click up on the back of only 17 villagers. Very interesting. MbL moving up to 20. We'll see if once he hits the 20, if he continues producing villagers, most likely yes, or if he'll go up to feudal, but let's see what he can get done here. The Viper walling off, I guess, something in the middle of nowhere here. A barracks, a house, protecting the very edges of his town center's fire. And now he's going to see his opponent very soon. The Viper sees the wood line, sees the mill. Cecil B. Mills over here. What does MbL see? He sees the entire north and east and parts of the west of Viper's base. In he moves with his militia. Oh no, these villagers look like they're trapped. One goes down, a second should go down. Trying to body block with his scout is MbL. These militia need to turn around ASAP. Yeah, second villager goes down. 2 uncharacteristic losses here for the Viper to start with, although he himself almost managing to get a villager from MbL. So not quite tit for tat, but the Viper doing his best here and scout down to 1/3 of its HP. MbL, though, has to retreat. He sees that his opponent is in feudal, a full 2 minutes ahead of him. A stable going down for the Mongols. Not a surprise there. And the Viper now down to 16 villagers, going up to 18, getting economic upgrades for his lumberjacks, continuing to slaughter these poor pepperonis for the Mongol horde. And in comes MbL again, but Viper too quick this time. 1 wall off. Oh, is this a wall off? Oh my god, the Viper. I didn't see that was a wall. I thought there was a open tile here. But MbL not relenting, moving forward with his units. The Viper slowly building more and more villagers, hopefully catching up soon for his sake, trying to punch down this palisade while his scout returns home. So he's basically seen the entirety of his opponent's base. He knows where to attack, where to engage into. And now the Viper choosing this moment to explore the remainder of the map. How many of us being attacked by a player with 2585 elo would, instead of defending, instead of panicking, instead of producing something to contest this, although MbL doesn't seem like he was paying attention here. 2 villagers do manage to escape, but how many of us would have the wherewithal to send a bunch of villagers out here to get more huntables? Remember, Mongol hunters do work, I believe, 40% faster. So it's going to be a good pickings here, although he might have to contend with a tiger whose territory he has entered into. But 2 scouts from the Viper. I mean, are we watching a Viper game or a Hera game? Look at the scouting for him on the left side of the map, on the right side of the map. The Viper's map vision is just top notch right now. MbL, even though he is the one putting on the aggression, let's see what he's seen. Absolutely nothing except the attack path into the Viper's base. Now that might be enough. That might not be enough. I leave it up to the players. We'll see how the game unfolds, but the Viper, having seen enough of the map, oh my god, take a look. 12 minutes into the game, he's basically scouted 90% of the map, manages to catch a bunch of reinforcements. Has to be careful though. Spearman is no laughing matter. Okay, disengages here. I thought he would double back to get the archer, but no, instead of killing the reinforcements, he stops them dead in their tracks. And now MbL continuing. Let's see what he can get done here. 3 kills so far for the Viper. 2 kills for MbL. Those 2 villagers that he got. Economic. Classified as economic instead of civilian. Oh, another archer going down for MbL. He is just losing way too much right now. These archers are just a waste of gold. The more they stream out into the middle of the map, 1 by 1, undefended, unescorted by these spearmen, the better it gets for the Viper. I mean, hey, look at the 107 HP of Briton killing power in these Mongol scout cavalry. Archer upgrades going down for the Viper. Not a single military upgrade yet for MbL, who is focused instead on quantity over quality. He is sitting at 9 military supply, going up to 10. The Viper will be at 8 very soon. So not exactly a snowball effect here for MbL, but yeah, and now the military count sitting identical. MbL only 1 villager ahead. So the Viper using a quick feudal to get a bunch of villagers. We'll see what advantage he gets with this. For now, though, what is he going to do with these 4 villagers? Are they going to switch professions and become gold miners? Are they going to return home? Are they going to cross the map and try to build something there? No, they're becoming gold miners. Makes sense. I mean, it's right next to the gold pile. And plus, you need a gold. Viper is sitting on literally 0 gold right now. Yeah, you got to get to castle. You need that gold. 200 gold for that. MbL with 6 gold miners at the moment and a huge military advantage here in the center of the map. 4 skirmishers against 3, 3, and 3. So we've got the trifecta out of the feudal age garbage trifecta of skirmishers, archers, and spearmen. The only thing we're missing to make it a superfecta, I guess, would be 3 scout cav. And the reason I say garbage is if you watch my streams, you watch my videos, you know my opinion about feudal age armies, not the game-ending armies that we want to see, not exactly the damage dealers, primarily, I think, in my opinion, designed to distract and pull your opponent left, right, and center so that he or she cannot focus on their economy while they're desperately trying to defend, wasting wood, defending their bases. But for now, more and more units streaming into the middle of the map. HP here in very much in favor of MbL, as are the numbers. We've got 11-7, and look at these cavalry units. 2 of them are basically if their nose itches, their throat gets itchy, they are dead meat. But they can still take out a bunch of skirmishers if they're unprotected. I don't know why the spearmen are on the north side of this mountain. Get your butts over here quickly. MbL realizing that, moving them in. And now we've got a, let's not call it a high-speed chase. Let's call it a medium-speed chase happening in the middle of the map. MbL, though, now 3 villagers ahead, 7 military ahead, and now he's going to be 8 with the killing of that scout cav. The remaining 2 literally at half HP. And here comes MbL. Viper, though, clicking up to castle. Let's see what military buildings he is plopping down. Another stable. Okay. So we're either going to see light cav, or let's let the players see, tell us what they. I'm gonna stop predicting. Every time I try to predict something, the opposite happens. For now, there are more archer upgrades going down for the Viper, who is now at what, 40% of his opponent's military count. But this is comfortable ground for the Viper. You know, I've casted enough games of his by now. I've seen enough games of his throughout the years to know that he is quite comfortable playing the defensive game in Age of Empires, building a bunch of structures to slow down. And look at, like I said, I mean, this is what did that take away? 9 HP of the house. All of these these skirmishers, basically 1 HP apiece. And now we're engaging in essentially a micro trash war with 2 scout cavalry. But again, these are damaged. They have to run away the second they see the spearmen, but not before the Viper gets 2 kills. More green dots streaming across the map. That's a shit ton of archers. 7 archers. 2 decide to double back in the event that the Viper becomes aggressive himself. He wants some kind of defense. But yeah, this seems to be the Viper's comfort zone, going up to Quick Castle on the back of very, very little military, but a lot of structures. He understands, I think, that skirmishers are not going to demolish houses. Builds a town center, deletes it, and then rebuilds it a second time. These archers, where are you going? You know the Viper. Don't enter into this kill zone. You know you're not getting out. Okay, I said light cav. We're getting step lancers instead. Oh, you love to see it. I love that they've made a return into the meta. They are going to decimate these archers. Look how quickly they're going to get rid of them. Oh my god, it's not even fair. I mean, this one can basically kill all of these if he targets the weaker ones first. No, decides to disengage, moves in with a 3rd full health one. Maybe move him up so you're not taking the low ground. There we go. Okay. Lost my words there for a second, watching these awesome step lancers poke and prod these archers, personally escorting them to the gates of hell. And now skirmishers running around. The Viper taking a 1 military advantage, but by the time I started and finished that sentence, the military supply swung in favor of MbL, who is now 40 some odd seconds away from being in castle himself. A 3rd town center, as we just saw, going down for the Viper. MbL on the back of 44 villagers. Okay, he's keeping a pace with the Viper, or rather the Viper is keeping a pace with him, having lost those 2 economic units in the beginning of the game. But what is MbL going to do? There's a bunch of step lancers, a bunch of skirmishers. The skirmishers will zone out the archers. The step lancers will take care of the rest here. HP not the best on these guys, but now he's in castle 2. Immediately plops down archer upgrades for MbL. Any additional town centers, or will he decide to save those resources? Remember, Britain town centers do cost half the amount of wood that a normal town center would cost. Oh god, Viper just so good with these 4 skirmishers, managing to get more and more kills here. But eventually, as good as your micro might be, you do end up dying to greater numbers, and more green archers coming out. Would love to see these maybe turn into crossbows. There are 16 of them out on the field. Viper disengages. Although not before turning around and... Oh! You want to chase me, says the Viper? Chase me all day long. I'm just going to turn around, poke you to death. And that is all he wrote. For now, Viper taking the villager lead, his first monk out on the map. Where is he going? I mean, doesn't look like there's a relic in the direct path. Oh, no. The relic, if you take a look at the mini map, was right where my mini viewer was. So I didn't see the relic because of the border of the mini viewer. But yes, he goes directly into the path of a relic. Gets it. Okay, these spearmen might be trouble from the high ground, but I don't think they'll do too much against these step lancers. Okay, step lancers taking a worse fight than I thought. I thought he would do more of a hit and run tactic, but no. In any event, still manages to get them. But we've got how many? 17 Briton crossbows parked outside your base. You do not want that. And a knight sneaky making his way south. Did MbL see this? Yes, he did. He saw the mill. He saw the mining camp. And let's see what kind of massacre awaits these 4 villagers who have literally nowhere left to run. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm seeing a scout cavalry inside here. These crossbows. Okay, screw all that. Let's watch these villagers die. Oh, Viper losing these 4. I mean, you must know from the beginning when you send villagers all the way out here, completely unsupported, undefended by any kind of static defense, completely not on the path of any of your units towards your opponent's base. You know they're not long for this world, or at the very least, you should be comfortable with the idea of losing them. Oh, MbL pinging this location, telling the Viper, hey, bro. Oh, my God, the Viper returning the pings. Take a look at the mini-map. All these 2 players are pinging the shit out of each other. I don't know why. Is it a joke? Is it, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a lighthearted pinging. It's not really, oh, God. It's not that pinging you see in the low elo games where you got a bunch of dicks who are always interested in just being annoying and dickish to everyone they play against. Viper balancing out his economy, selling stone, selling wood. He wants gold. But gold for what? More step lancers. Upgrades for them. What are they sitting at right now? A +0, +1. Okay, and our Briton has caught up in town centers. I like the location of this one. Maybe would have preferred putting it a bit more south to get access to the lumber. But this way he gets a lot more space for farms. And a 3rd town center very close to this first for access to gold. Although I think I see a villager in here. What is she's carrying? 13 gold. Lady, wake up. Okay, there we go. She wakes up, deposits her giant gold nugget. By the way, I was thinking about this the other day. When they carry their gold, imagine in real life if you were to carry a giant ball of gold that big, like this one. How much would that actually be? How much money would that represent? Right? I think an ounce of gold is what? About 1800 US right now? I might be wrong. But a giant, huge chicken nugget of gold like that, you are set for life. You can quit your job. You can essentially play Age of Empires all day long on a giant golden chair, although that might not be comfortable. Would need some cushions on there. Oh, no. Viper managing to get into this wood line. And by the way, these step lancers can attack villagers that get too close because they are ranged. And here come the step lancers. They're going to contest these crossbows to the south. Oh, MbL making a mistake splitting these guys up. These 16 have to desperately come forward and save their compatriots. Oh, look at the range on these. What is it right now? 8 range on these crossbows. The Viper pinging his opponent here, saying, LOL, you pinged me here with the gold. I'm pinging you here with the wood. While at the same time retreating, consolidating his forces. I'm assuming he's going to go after these crossbows, right? You kind of have to. Can't let 17 Briton crossbows just roam free with their freaking range. MbL pinging over here, but oh God, did he ping too much? Methinks he pinged too much, and oh, look at this circle of death. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, look at the bloodbath over here. This is literally the... now the Viper pinging this location. Oh, these 2 players are pinging the shit out of each other. I mean, I'm taking it as a lighthearted thing. I hope they're not. I hope they don't hate each other. I hope there's no actual animosity or enmity between these two players. Okay, engaging into a choke point. Remember, these guys can attack behind each other because they are ranged. That's why you're seeing a bunch of lances poke and prod at these crossbows who are melting. Oh my goodness, like ice cream left on the counter. And now the Viper is pinging here. Oh god. Oh, we're in for a fun game. You know when this is kind of shit happens. And now he's getting these villagers across the wood line. A 5th town center just popped up for the Viper. His opponent on 4. The Viper yet again pinging here. Not sure why right now. His Step Lancers nowhere to be found. And he's going up to 16 Step Lancers, but I would love to see an attack upgrade on them. 3 monks for him. He's collected 3 relics. Our Briton player doubling down, saying, you know what? I know your unit beats mine on an open field, but I'm just going to clump them all together. 20 crossbows, 3 pike. You'd like to think the pikemen are a good counter to the Step Lancers, but with them being able to attack behind each other, their speed, sometimes pikemen just seem to melt before the might of a Step Lancer. Again, another surround here. Okay, he's got the high ground this time, so these 2 Step Lancers should die. He doesn't have the high ground against this one, I guess. Oh, he falls his spear down to the ground. MbL with a huge army supply, but supply blocked at 125. Oh god, the Viper. The Viper is just raiding the shit out of his economy, though. Let's take a look at eco kill. 18 killed by the Viper, 17 by MbL, who's coming forward with a very ballsy castle here. This is a lot of villagers. This is sometimes when we watch a game together, I always take a look at how many villagers are being sent to construct a forward base, you know, and a base of operations. Usually it's a siege workshop or a bunch of houses before something else. But here come the Step Lancers. They will have to contend with pike this time. Monks converting villagers for some bizarre reason. Okay, MbL taking a pretty good battle here. We'll get rid of all of these Step Lancers. Terrible engage for Viper, even though he does manage to get his castle up first. Garrisons it with villagers, so now it's firing a bunch of arrows. Oh no, but the castle does go up. MbL is here to stay. 5 villagers garrisoned inside a 6th. Aimlessly wandering, why am I the only one here? No, now 5 of his friends, his neighbors, his family come by. And MbL circling to the east with a very small ragtag injured force. To the southwest, the same thing. But here comes another fresh batch. Okay, MbL going pike, crossbow, and now we are seeing some longbows coming out of him as well. Okay, fantastic play. This is the Britons, the Briton basics. Let's put it like this: the bipedal Briton the bipedal Briton basics. And what can the Viper do? I mean, take a look at army supply. MbL at 52, the Viper at 3. He is building Mangudai. He's getting the elite skirmisher upgrade. The one thing he knows, the Viper, amongst many other things he knows, is that crossbows and pike are not going to destroy buildings. So he realizes that even though he's down, he can see the score. He knows he's down a little bit. He doesn't know how bad he's down. What are you guys doing way out here in the middle of the map? But he knows he's got a bit of time. He's got to deal with this annoying flank here on the left, because you need your town centers to be up and running, and the southern one is up and running, although we'll see for how long once this troop gets here. But again, if he was to take this entire army and right-click the mill, how long would it take to destroy that mill? How long has he been attacking this monastery? Castles, of course, a different thing. Siege, of course, a different thing altogether. And now MbL forgoing the juicy town center target, swinging to the south. We'll see what he can get with this. Viper's last remaining bamboo here is completely exposed. But here come the elite skirmishers from him. Ballistics going down. He's got 2 Mangudai somewhere. They're on the right side, preparing to take on crossbows, but severely outnumbered over here. And MbL just moving forward with the slow bipedal Briton press. And let's see what he can get done. I mean, these elite skirmishers should be able to get a bit of damage on these crossbows. They'll lose eventually. MbL, though, 100 stone away from another castle. Oh my god, look at the mini-map. He's pinging all of the Viper's base. Oh my god, these two are just joking around at this point with each other. And the Viper, what is he going to do? He's got green dots just completely surrounding his base. And now with the siege, I think the siege changes the dynamics completely. Viper might need to tech switch, but Viper's Baroque. Altogether, without the stone, he's got, what, 200 resources? Oh, another castle. I feel like a GG is going to happen when he sees this castle. Oh, that's brutal. That is just absolutely brutal. The Viper is complete. Yeah, he's completely encircled. I love this, though. He managed to go and find himself a nice patch of wood elsewhere. These elite skirmishers shooing this away, but I mean, take a look at the minimap. Look at all the buildings that are on fire right now. We've got MbL to the south. Not really doing much with these units right now, although did do a whole bunch of damage. Cleared out this entire wood line. Will clear out these farms if he wants to. He's got more crossbows up here. He's got a very, very menacing market. I mean, take a look at these fish. I mean, the second the Viper saw these fish, he knew he had to GG. I don't know what the hell this is. Is this a rabbit? A hare? What the hell is this hanging upside down in this market? I have no clue. I'm assuming it's some kind of rabbit because of the ears, a hare. But in any event, the Viper saw the market. He said, you know what? That market is just way too strong for me. I'm going to GG. Of course, I'm kidding. What he saw was this castle. And what he saw were these two mangonels. And what he saw was his base being ripped apart by small clumps of Briton units. I mean, this is definitely one of the better ways to play Britons. Britons not exactly the best at taking a head-on engagement with super powerful civs like the Mongols, the Franks, the Teutons, the Turks, etc. Relying on ranged units. I mean, again, range is fantastic, but they're usually the weakest of the three branches, or rather four branches. I'm forgetting about Siege, of the military of Age of Empires, and so they rely on their range alone. And so one way to beat your opponent, I'm going to zoom out, and let's see where exactly MbL is. He's here. He's here. He's here. He's here with this castle. Why is it not letting me? Oh, I guess I can't click units and castles. So take a look at the Viper. Where the hell can the Viper go? He can't go north, because there's no avenue of escape here unless he escapes this way. And there's nothing here but a tiger and a bunch of rocks, i.e. stone. But he doesn't have the money to build a Mangudai, so getting that stone is basically worthless unless he sells it. He can only escape south, and the south is a desolate wasteland here. The gold has fallen under control of his opponent, who is running away from these elite skirmishers. Knights now being produced for MbL, 54 crossbowmen. This is the last really productive part of the Viper's base. He's been knocked down to 81 villagers. Lots and lots of pinging. Again, I hope these two are friends. I suspect they are, but that pinging was just insane. I mean, yeah, the Viper pinging over here, MbL pinging over here. Basically pinging left, right, and here, there, and everywhere. The pings go up, the pings go down. I'm not going to try to rhyme at all, but overall, MbL just pokes and prods a little bit too much all over the place in too many locations with small clumps of units. And if the Viper had just 10 step lancers, he could easily wipe all of this out here, then move on to here. Avoid the castle, just run your step lancers through the south of the base. Get rid of these crossbows, although these elites are doing a pretty good job of that themselves. The problem is, in comes the static defense, in came the mangonels, another one being produced. These will definitely be upgraded. If the game had gone on to Imperial, it would be upgraded to onagers. And overall, the Mongols just have nothing really that can compare to this with that he can afford on his budget. I mean, the Viper, he wants to stay at the Ritz, but has enough money to stay at a hostel. Let's put it like that. And overall, MbL just surrounds his opponent and pings him to death, takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.